All right, y'all, today we are going to finish chapter 3, money. So we talked last week about the change form from commodity to money to commodity, right? I have a thing, I sell it for money, I take that money and I buy another thing. The velocity, or the term velocity, means the rapidity, the speed, essentially, of that metamorphosis, the change, commodity, money, commodity. So velocity is just the speed at which that change happens. The increase or decrease of prices can affect the velocity of change, right? So when a commodity becomes more expensive, it's not going to sell as quickly, right? The circulation of commodities is just how they move through that circuit, right? Pretty simple stuff here. Chapter 3, fairly easy. And again, money is the universal equivalent, and coins and paper money act as a stand-in for gold or silver, at least in Marx's time. Things are a little different now, but I don't want to get into that. And then the chapter ends with talking about payment in kind, which is just like a loan, right? When you're trying to buy something that's more expensive than the money you have, you pay for it through a loan, you pay it off over time. Here he talks about hoarding, money hoarding, where essentially you sell your commodities, you get that money, so you have the C to M, but then you hold on to that money and you're not buying another commodity with it. There are reasons to do that, right? You want to save your money to buy something more expensive down the line. And he doesn't talk about it in this chapter, but we also can think about how billionaires hoard their money and take it out of circulation, thus preventing the working class from having access to it. Because money is the most attractive of commodities, it is used to measure against all others. Therefore, hoarding money gives a social wealth and power, right? So social wealth generally is having a lot of money. We end up often in this chain when we think about the payment in kind or loans, where I buy something on credit that I can't afford yet, and the person that I buy it from is expecting that money from me, so they buy something on credit, and then that person is expecting that money from them, so they buy something on credit, and there's like this chain of our payment in kind. And sometimes a link in that chain breaks, and that is when we get into a monetary crisis. So we can think of that in the very obvious things, like what happened in 2008, or little things when you can't pay your credit card bill, right? Yeah, so there is a difference when he talks about gold and silver, or money as a stand-in for gold and silver, whereas nowadays what most countries exchange in is US dollars, but probably not for long thanks to BRICS. So yeah, exciting things are happening in modern day money, but it is important to get back to basics and think about how our old buddy Carl looked at it 170 years ago. That's a while. All right, cheers y'all, take care.